Home Show.
Douglas from Beach City, Texas has a question about moisture repair.
Yeah, he's lived out there on Trinity Bay, Tom, since about 2005. And Douglas writes to us, he says, last fall during a hard rain, we found water getting into a closet. And after tearing out drywall and insulation, we found moisture damage, but no Tyvek, as you can see in this picture he sent in. It appears, he says, that over 30 years, wind-blown rain gets through the bricks, keeping that area moist until the plywood's all rotted, letting in the rain. We removed the drywall and plywood on that south-facing wall and part of the adjacent walls. And he wants to know, Tom, is there an alternative to removing the brick and replacing the plywood, adding the moisture barrier, or it's moisture barrier, right? And flashing, yes, and then reinstalling the brick? Is there an alternative to doing that?
Okay, here's the answer. It's going to go from a really extensive job to do the best you can, but there's no perfect way to deal with this. If you want to rewrap your whole house and you want to do it the way it should have been done with a moisture barrier, and this is a perfect example about how important moisture barriers are, especially behind brick. They're important behind siding too, but brick is even more susceptible to having that water penetrate through. Then yes, you'd have to remove the brick, and it could be done. The brick is not structural. You can take it all down, throw it away, go ahead and wrap the structure, fix the structure where it's damaged, like you see in this spot. I would tell you in my day that bottom layer of plywood all would have been pressure treated and still wrapped with a wrapping. And if you're going to do it that way, then that's your answer. There's no alternative. If you just want to try to put it back together, you have a couple of options. One is have the brick waterproofed on the outside, but it's something that'll have to be done regularly. And there are what they call brick hardeners. It's a waterproofing system that crystallizes the surface of the brick, and it will shed water better so less water gets behind it. Not 100%, and it'll eventually wear off. I tell you where it's used a lot is old chimneys that are in the older homes, the old brick made chimneys. They need that waterproofer, that hardener on there to keep it from leaking. And a chimney sweep like at Lord's Chimney, one of our certified home show pros, they use that quite a bit. But you can have your house done. That would be another option, but it's going to be a regular maintenance option. And then, of course, if you're going to replace the inside, because that plywood down there where you live at Beach City, that is for wind structure. I mean, that's the windstorm requirements. Obviously, you cut it out. So if you're going to try to get it back in, if you're going to use it at all, you can do small pieces of pressure-treated lumber, put it in the opening the best you can, try to slide it in front of the studs back and forth. You won't be able to nail it for the windstorm, but at least it'll be there if you want to, and you can put some little blocking and do some little nailing, creative nailing to it if you want to try. But this is a great example of how important that moisture barrier is, and those Tyvek products or the Hardy Wrap, or there's a lot of them for you to choose from.
Yeah, we saw, now is this different, Tom, than what happened after Harvey, where people were mucking out and they're pulling out that, what do you call it? What was it, the material that they were putting behind?
That's what I was going to get at. That was a different material.
Right.
That was what was called exterior gypsum board.
Right.
It has been rotting on those homes, and that was used in the late 60s, early 70s, and all the very well-established neighborhoods in the Houston area. I live in one of them. That's the way the homes were built. They thought it would just dry out over time. What it did is it dried out and rotted away. So even after Harvey, when they opened the walls, they wanted to blame Harvey. It had been like that for a long time, and they just didn't realize it, and they didn't have any water coming in. But that's the way the walls looked probably for the last decade before Harvey even made them open up the wall. That's a little different story, and they had to get creative in trying to put something there too. But those brick hardeners, because Beach City, I've built a house out there in Beach City. It was actually a remodel. It wasn't a full build. Yeah. Addition and remodel, but that they get pounded down there because they're on that coastal area that goes up in that inlet, and it's a place that a lot of people don't know about, but it's kind of a neat little place down there.
Yeah, I loved that down there. We went down and visited. Where did we go? Not quite Bay City. We went over to Palacios. Or Palacios, I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, this is Beach City, not Bay City. I don't want people to get confused.
No, I get it. But I mean, I just love that going down along there, all the way down to Rockport and everything.
Yeah, it's old Texas down there.
Yeah, it's real Texas. So anyway,
yeah.
All right, you want a real answer? Just go to HomeShowRadio.com. That's right. Fill out the STOM form. You click on that blue button right there. It'll take you to this page right here, where you have a choice to fill out a form or send us a video. You can attach a picture like we just saw there, and it helps us, as you can see, answer your question better that we post a new video of We create these every day and post them at HomeShowRadio.com, of course, and our YouTube channel and our Facebook page.